Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be going into the Amazon tool deals and checking out the tools that I've found for this week. These are either going to be tools that are on sale, tools that even at their full price or list price I believe to be good deals, or tools I find interesting and would like your guys' input on if you guys have used them. So first up, we're going to be looking at the Channellock DS-2H. This is the two-piece demolition driver set. Keep in mind, all of the products that we go over today will be linked down in the description for you guys. They'll all have their own independent link, and then there will be two additional links that say tools and tools continued. Those are going to be links that take you to a long list of tools that I've went over in the past or tools that I suggest. So that's all there for you guys. If you guys enjoy this video, please make sure to smash that thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. So this is actually Channellock's newer design that they've recently came out with. They have a lot more blue handled items. They've kind of switched out some of their old handle designs for the new ones and made some improvements and changes on certain tools. They have like their pry bars, their screwdrivers, their picks, things like that. They all have new handle designs and things. So it's worth taking a look at. I don't personally own any of them, so if you guys do, please let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. But from all the new handle design tools that I've looked at from them, they all seem to have pretty good reviews. This one has 5 stars at 25 ratings, so rated very highly. Not rated a whole lot yet, but like I said, they are on the newer side. And these are made in the USA. And like I say, these are demolition screwdrivers. This is a tri-lobe handle design, and I actually like this. It kind of reminds me of what Tekton did with their classic hard handle design. It's a 4-sided handle, but I do like the tri-lobe design. The material, it seems to be the same as what Tekton is, that harder plastic material, but still kind of has some sort of a grit to it almost. These do have a square shaft on them. They are a black nitride finish, and the blade does continue through the handle to the steel striking cap, and it does have a 1/4-inch square drive integrated into it. So I actually like that. You can either use a wrench on that square drive or the blade, just like how a lot of other screwdrivers include that hex base at the bottom of the handle where you can put a wrench. I actually like that I'm not one that personally really ever uses that, but it's nice just in case you do need it. And if you're in a different occupation than me, you might find yourself using that. I think this 1/4-inch square drive in the end is actually fantastic, because when you put a wrench on that hex base, you have to still put a lot of pressure on the handle while using that wrench and turning it at the same time, where it's a lot easier if you just put a ratchet on the end of this thing. You can push down and turn at the exact same time, plus you got that ratcheting mechanism. I just feel like that's a really good feature that they've incorporated into this that you don't really see on many other drivers. So if that is a feature that you use, you may enjoy this. And then this is just the slotted version. The first one we were looking at was the Phillips head, and then these slotted, same features, same blade length. There's the packaging that it comes in, 100% made in the USA, if you would like to pause and take a look at that. So overall, I'm liking what they're doing with a lot of these. I just wish they have like their ratcheting wrenches that are made in the USA, but it's like the style from like the 80s or 90s. And I'm hoping that they switch to a newer, more commonly known design ratcheting wrench made in the USA. That'd be nice to see. But they also have the standard design screwdriver sets. You don't have to get demolition, but I figured a 2-piece with the striking cap and that feature could be very handy for some people. This is at $28. Sometimes you'll see it on sale for around the $25 price range. If that's not really your style, there is always the handy Klein. These ones are made in the USA. If you guys follow Klein a little bit, you guys might know that a lot of their individual screwdrivers like this, where it's not a multi-bit, they are usually still made in the USA, but a lot of their multi-bit screwdrivers or ratcheting drivers or anything like that, usually those are made in Taiwan. So that's just something to keep in mind. But this is Klein's demolition screwdriver set. You're getting the same, Phillips and slotted like you saw from the Channellock set. So both sets are made in the USA. This one doesn't have the hex feature, whether in the striking cap or at the base of the handle, but you do have a very good reliable screwdriver set here. Klein makes very good screwdrivers. Obviously they are very, very popular, but there you can see it does have the striking cap. The blade does go all the way through the handle. There you can see the blade where it meets the striking cap. And then this set has, this one, Klein's been around a little bit longer, and this set has been around for a little bit longer than the Channellock one that we looked at. This one has 4.7 stars with 670 ratings, so rated very highly and rated a lot. This one is at $30, down from a list price of $41. It doesn't ever sell at $41. I think it's low 30s. So just a couple dollars in savings here, but I figured I'd at least show you a couple different options just in case one wasn't really your style or one you don't want to take a chance with or something like that. So both I believe to be good options, just depending on the features that you want and the handle design that you may prefer. Next up is a Gearwrench adjustable height mobile work table. This is adjustable from 35 inches to 48 inches. You can see the part number here. It does have 4.5 stars at 611 ratings, and there are so many mobile work tables like this available on Amazon and many other places. I've actually owned a couple. I didn't buy this one when it first came out because it was actually closer to that list price. It's not very often that the tools on Amazon, when you see the list price, it's very, very, very rare for those items to ever actually sell at that list price or even close to it. But this one, I do want to say that it was higher 100s. I was not paying that for something that doesn't have a drawer or any sort of organization. This is just simply a mobile table that you can put your tools and accessories on, or parts for whatever you're working on, so you don't have to go back to the workbench or your toolbox or anything like that. But I would say I would never spend over $150 on one of these work tables unless it had some sort of drawer or more to it, because for me personally, I just couldn't justify spending that amount of money on something that is literally just a sheet metal on some tubular steel with some casters on it. So $126 I think is a decent price. You can find some as low as, $75, $80. Some of them are quite cheap, and I've heard really good things about the Gearwrench one, but when I was originally looking at it, I wasn't willing to pay that extra money. The thing that is nice, it does have a handle to push or pull the, I'm going to call it a cart, but I know it's not a cart. It's got the plastic caps around the corners, so it's not, if you accidentally bump into a vehicle or something, a toolbox, it's not a sharp metal point jabbing into that. So I do like that it does have protective corners on it, and that goes for the handle side as well. Then you have some pre-drilled holes over here for, pry bars, screwdrivers, things like that. And then some divided portions on top, and then your larger work area. 125-pound load capacity, 3-inch casters. Does have the little drawer liners or drawer liner. It does seem to have pretty good bracing right there, and I do believe all 4 casters are swivel casters as well. So if you ever see it any lower than this and you're in need of one, yeah, I would definitely buy this over a lot of the other brands that you see on Amazon that you've never heard of, or a brand that just isn't as popular like Titan. I've never heard of Ison or Camp Fun. Like I said, these are around the $90 price range, and some of these get really, really cheap and thin, and you definitely get what you pay for. But then again, I also don't believe ever paying over $150 for a cart of this design. So I think for this design and its layout, I think that's a decent price. Next up is actually a product that I purchased back in 2019, and this thing has been fantastic. If there's one brand that I've really enjoyed over the years for tool organization, it is Ernst. I have the Socket Boss, I have the Bit Boss of various different designs. I also have plier organizers and wrench organizers and many different organizers from Ernst, probably almost all of their organizers, and they have really thought about their organizers, because there's a lot of brands out there that sell organizers that are just not practical and just don't work great, and Ernst I have just found to be a really reliable organizer, and this Bit Boss has been amazing. So you have the classic Ernst tray, and then you have a couple rails, and depending on what kind of organizer that you get from them, like their socket ones, you can get a 2-rail tray or you can get a 3-rail tray. The Bit Boss of this style has 2 rails, and it does have a locking mechanism. You simply push down a button, you can slide that rail out. So if you just wanted those bits that are laying down, you can just grab that rail, go, leave the tray and the vertical bits in your toolbox, or vice versa. You could grab the other one, and it just makes it extremely easy, and it keeps the bits organized very nicely. I took all of those little bit containers that I had, my DeWalt and Milwaukee and all the other brand little containers, bifold containers that had bits in them, and those were taking up an entire drawer, and I was able to fit almost all of them on this alone. So it saved a lot of space, and it's very easy to access the bits as well. So definitely a really nice organizer. This has 4.6 stars at 751 ratings, so rated very highly and rated a lot. And this is the high vis one that's on sale at $19.33, down from a list price of $21, almost $22, but they do have the black version available. This is actually the one that I have. It's on sale at $20.80, down from a list price of $21.95. Just a really reliable tool organization brand, and these are made in the USA as well, so that's something that is always a plus, and I've been very pleased with them. So that is it as far as this week's Amazon tool deals. If you guys enjoyed this week's video, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts on these items. Keep in mind all of these will be linked down in the description for you guys. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.